everyone, welcome back to a new video on my channel. I've been absent for a few weeks, but I am back at it. I'm trying to get back to my regular uploading schedule, and I thought it would be nice to ease back into it with a cozy little makeup video. And to be honest, the makeup look that I'm going to do today is made for me, because the aesthetic that we're going for is basically what I do every single day. So in this video, we're going to do the I am cold makeup trend. You've probably already come across it on TikTok and stuff. A lot of girls doing this trend now the weather is a little bit shit. If you haven't seen it yet, it's basically a very natural makeup tutorial with a lot of pinky tones in it, which you guys know that's always my vibe. Anyways, it's called I'm Cold Makeup because of the blush placement, and that really gives you like that, ooh, I'm outside and I'm cold and my nose is red, like that kind of vibe. So let's do it together in this video. This little piece of hair is, I don't know, it's living its own life. First things first, SPF, because even though it's cold outside and it's winter, you should never skip SPF, guys. I know it's not summer anymore, but you can still like get a lot of sun damage from a little bit of sun. So we are never skipping this step. I really need to do my nails again. I feel like a literal child when I don't have my nails done. Hopefully in the next video they will be done. After SPF we are going to use a primer. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I really like to push this into my pores, especially like around my T-zone and stuff. I feel like if you don't, then you're not really getting all the benefits from the primer. Okay, so the trick with this makeup look is to not use a lot of foundation and to not cake your face in makeup. I like to use the Catrice True Skin concealer. It's so affordable and it's actually one of my favorite concealers of all time, especially to use like all over the face, on your blemishes and stuff. It's high coverage, and especially when you blend it in with the brush, it just sits so seamlessly on your skin and it really gives you that airbrush, like my skin but better kind of look. So I use this one in the shade Cool Cashmere, and what we're going to do is just apply this like kind of all over the face, but especially on the blemishes, on my red areas, also under my eyes of course. I have some blemishes on like both sides of my mouth, on my cheek, I don't know why. Maybe it's a hormonal thing. I'm gonna add some on my chin. Of course my nose. My nose is probably the area that is the most red, and my forehead, because otherwise it's not gonna look blended together. And this is all we need. If you do need a little bit more afterwards, then please add some more, but this is all I need for this look. I'm gonna blend it in with the brush, stippling circle motions. I'm gonna blend it into my skin. I'm gonna leave my under eyes for last because I want a little bit more coverage there. Lastly, the under eyes. Okay, so before we move on, I'm gonna set my under eyes really quickly with the Huda Beauty setting powder. A little tip for me, if you don't want to buy a full-size product, go with the smaller size because it takes you so long to finish it. I'm not really gonna bake, I'm just gonna set my under eyes lightly because I want to keep this very natural. Also, one thing that I love about this I'm Cold makeup look is the fact that it's like acceptable to be pale. I feel like a lot of influencers self-tan in winter, which is absolutely fine. I used to do that a lot as well. But I kind of want to just accept the fact that I'm pale, and in summer I like to have a little tan, but then when it's cold outside I just don't feel like self-tanning. And I love that this makeup look is like you're supposed to be a little pale. Okay, so for the eyebrows, it doesn't really matter how you do them, just do them the way that you like to do them. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do them quickly off camera and I will be right back with you. Okay, I feel like they are a little bit bushy. I definitely need to pluck them and they're not really even, but they will do. Let's move on to my favorite part of this look, which is blush. I'm just gonna use the Chic Glam blush in the shade. I've said this a million times and I still don't know the shade by head. Hush Hush. You guys know I always prefer a liquid blush over a powder blush, especially for this look because it's so easy to work with, and a like pretty pale pink shade like this is just perfect for the I'm Cold makeup look. Normally I would place my blush at the high point of my cheeks, but for this makeup look you're supposed to like drag it to your nose. So I'm gonna put a little bit of my nose and then also drag it all the way to my cheeks. This is definitely thumbnail worthy. I'm also blending this with a brush just to get a little bit more pigment, but you can do it with a sponge if you like. And I love this liquid blush from She Glam just because they are so easy to blend, even when you like leave them on your skin for a few minutes and you feel like they're all dried up, but they are just a dream to blend. I do feel like this trend is a little bit similar to the sun-kissed makeup look that you do in summer, but I feel like this is like the winter version of that. Okay, so now we have these cute little rosy cheeks, but we also have our nose a little bit red, so it's just like we're outside, even though I don't go outside. I'm just gonna use the tiniest bit more on my nose because I really wanna amplify that. Okay, let's quickly set the rest of my face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. As you can see, I'm almost out of this one. I really need to buy a new one, but it's so expensive. Then I am going to add the tiniest bit of contour just to make my face a little bit less round and a little bit more defined. I'm not gonna go heavy with it. I'm gonna do a really light touch of the Charlotte Tilbury contour. I am going to use a little angled brush so I can be a little bit more specific, and I'm only gonna focus this on the upper outer part of my cheek. Just like that, so it's a little bit more defined, but it's not gonna take away from the blush that we have going on. I'm not gonna do any nose contour, not because I don't like nose contour, but just because I don't want to take anything away from the blush and I really want to focus on that like red tip of my nose. And what I am going to apply is a little bit of highlighter. This is the Jeffree Star highlighter in the shade Princess Cut. This is such a nostalgic product for me because this is my first ever high-end highlighter that I ever got. I almost always use my Dior highlighter. I feel like this is a good opportunity to use this one because it is such a pretty pink shade and I feel like it would go so well with the makeup look that we're trying to achieve today. So I'm gonna use a little bit just on the points where I would usually highlight because we are aiming for that natural finish, so just a little bit of sheen will do just fine. Then it's time to move on to the eyes. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more and I'm going to prime my eyes first with the Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. I'm just applying a little bit of that and I'm just gonna tap that in with my finger. I feel like it melts better into the skin that way. Then this is the palette that we're going to work with today. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette. I'm gonna take this one from the palette and I'm just gonna apply that to my crease and a little bit all over the lid and just kind of feather that on so it's not as white and bright anymore. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of color back into our eyelids, I'm gonna take a slightly darker shade with a little bit of a pink undertone. I'm gonna go for this one right there and I'm just gonna focus this on the crease and flick it out a little bit. And while we're at it, we're gonna add that same shade to my lower lash line with a smaller brush. And we're not gonna add any more like dark colors or eyeshadows to our lower lash line because we want to avoid that this is going to become a smoky eye. Now it's time for the fun part, pink and glitter. So this palette has these amazing pink shimmers at the top and they're going to be perfect for the I Am Cold trend. So using my finger, I like to mix this light shade with the first rosy colored shade and I'm gonna apply this to my entire lid. Now our lid is beautiful and pink and matches our cheeks very well. I am going into that middle, like darker pink shade with a brush this time because I just want it to be very light and neutral. And I'm going over my crease really lightly. Then we're gonna take a little white eye pencil and do the inner corners of our eye. And then add a little bit of that light pink to that. With my brown eye pencil, I am gonna add a tiny little wing on my eyes because I'm not myself if I'm not wearing a wing. Just like that, very small, very subtle. And we're keeping it that small because we want it to stay doe-like and not cat eye. We're also not adding any eye pencil to our lower waterline to keep the eyes bright and open. Add some mascara and the eyes are done. Et voila! Let's move on to the lips because they are also a little bit different from what I usually do. I'm first gonna line my lips with my favorite lip pencil. This is the Catrice Plumping Liner in the shade Understated Cheek. I'm just gonna line them like I usually do. So I'm gonna overline my Cupid's bow slightly, but not really the rest of my lip. Then with that same lip pencil, but in one shade darker, I don't know what this is called because the packaging is trash, I'm gonna fill in the very like inner part of my lips. Trust the process, guys. Trust the process. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of just plain red lipstick to that same middle part to make it even more red. Just a little bit, don't go overboard here because we don't want a red lip. It's just to make our lips look a little bit cold, like we're outside. Then on the rest of my lips, we're going to add a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. This is a mini one. I got it in the Vogue from this month. Look at that little lipstick. And to top it all off, we of course need a gloss. This is the Jelly Woe gloss from She Glam. I don't know why it's so dirty. I'm very sorry. And now the entire look is complete. I feel like I need a little bit more blush. So we're gonna add a little bit of powder blush to make it look like we're really cold outside. And some more on the nose. And that's it, the I'm cold makeup look trend. I feel like this look is not 100% complete without a pair of fluffy earmuffs. I unfortunately don't have any earmuffs, so we're gonna have to do without it. I did add like a little bow to my hair. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love this makeup look. Like I said, it's literally sort of what I do every single day. Maybe I toned down the blush a little bit. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please leave a like down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do that down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I would love to see you in the next video. Bye!